Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to an episode of the Northern Block Podcast. It is Monday, March 2nd, 2026. We're back after a week-long hiatus. We were not planning on taking a week off, especially in the biggest week of the year, but things changed. We had problems come up, and we were not able to record last week. You can thank LeBlanc for that. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm Jordan 97, joined with LeBlanc. James, LeBlanc, how are we doing?
Tired, bro. We really tired from being stranded in places we don't know for several hours and several days.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
bro.
got stranded.
Listen, I understand why you're upset. I would kill to be where you were.
I don't. It's not a bad place to be stuck, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I just want to go home. I just want to.
We
Bro,
were
we're stuck in
blessed.
Miami and complaining.
We were blessed in Pennsylvania this week with 50-degree weather. I was gonna cry. All the snow melted. Oh, I was gonna cry. And then I come home. So I live on a mountain. Okay, I live on a mountain. I live in a forest. I was at my girlfriend's the whole weekend for the Royals and all that, and we can talk about that. I did some color commentary for the first time. Whatever. All the snow in my girlfriend's area out, where she lives is melted. And it's like, hell yeah, I can see the grass. And like the snow that was there from a storm in February and then a storm previously in January, it's been there for like a month, and we've had snow on the ground for like a month now. And seeing all of it melt, it gave me hope. Not just the hope of, Andrew Painter pitching 2 innings in spring training, not just the hope of Christopher Sanchez striking out 4 and losing to the Blue Jays. It gave me hope. The snow was gone. Then I come home, and I live in a forest on a mountain, still covered in snow. I was like, awesome. It could be 100 degrees, and there'll still be snow on the ground of my house. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. So we're going to go back to last week a little bit. I know we're a bit delayed on this. We're very late on this, but we are going to talk a lot of Olympic hockey here. Let's just go into it. So Canada and the United States, gold medal game, men's tournament. United States wins 2-1 in overtime. There's a lot of ways we can go with this. Do we want to start off with Canada? Do we want to start off with the United States?
I'm just putting the head of the team I actually support now. So
Okay. We'll let LeBlanc say all his Canada stuff, and that'll get the ball rolling.
let's just recap the game real quick. You Canada played a game, and Canada lost in 3-on-3 overtime to win silver. Hey, listen, here's the thing. Silver ain't bad. It's still a silver medal. You want the gold. I used to say as a kid, like, I'd rather win bronze than win silver. And that still resonates with me today.
May I chime in?
I will just do this. Canada played a fantastic game. Connor Hellebuyck played a much better game, though. And I'll be honest, that was the difference maker. Because without Connor Hellebuyck, this is probably a blowout. I'm not going to sugarcoat this either way. It's probably a blowout. Because Canada, for I think like 90% of the game, dominated the United States.
All I hear is Canadian tears.
I'm not. I'm just stating the facts. I'm just stating the facts here. And I'll die on this hill. 3-on-3 is not hockey. 3-on-3 is not real hockey. Congrats on your gold medal. It's going to be another 40 years to win another one, though. So I gotta say, I still think 3-on-3 is not. I will die on the hill saying 3-on-3 is not real hockey. If it was 4-on-4, I would have accepted it. And if Canada won in that overtime, I'd be saying the same thing.
Here's my thing. You don't like it unless it happens to you. Or you like it, or you don't mind it unless it happens to you.
Well, here's the thing. One of the same the Americans like, oh, well, Canada, you won their thing. Yeah, well, you won 2 of them to win the gold medal. So, yes, it benefited both of our teams, but also Sweden.
Oh yes, I was thinking. I wasn't thinking of
either team would have won 2 3-on-3 overtime games. So to be fair,
I just feel that in a gold medal game, it shouldn't be 3-on-3.
So let me chime in here and say my thoughts. I know we'll let you go. I agree. I want to go back to your statement that you would rather win bronze than silver. I totally agree with that. And the sentiment that, like, when you get third place, forget the medals. You get third place, you're like, hey, we're on the podium. Let's go. We made it here. And it's a sign of, progress. Like, I think the Finns were pretty damn happy they won bronze. Like, it's something to be happy about. When you win silver, yeah, it's something to be happy about, but you weren't that first place. You weren't that first place. You were that second place, and you wanted to be that third place, which meant you lost in probably a heartbreaking fashion to not get that first place. And again, I'm sure I'm kind of abbreviating and breaking it down further as to what you said. Like, I totally agree with that. But here's my thing. I mean, like, I don't know. You saw my video. You guys have probably seen my videos by now. I came out the day they won the medal. I made a video. I was like, I'm very happy this happened. I'm just so happy with it. I was so happy about it. The next day, I made a video. I talked about why Canada lost. And I said they were the better team. And if you don't want to admit they're the better team, okay, they outplayed the United States. Let's put it that way. They outplayed the United States. Like, I mean, I don't want to chalk it up as it is. I even said in the second period of my stream, I was like, if the Americans don't come out and if they come out and play the same way in the third as they did the second, they are losing the game. And they played better in the third, but Canada was still outplaying them, and they were still the better team. We can have this argument about 3-on-3, and I will listen to that. I don't think it's the greatest. I made a video on that as well. I'm not as big of a fan as 3-on-3 as other people are. I like it for the regular season because it creates a lot more drama, and it makes, especially commentating games, too, a lot better. Like in the playoffs, 5-on-5, like, I totally understand that. It makes things better, makes things more dramatic and much more longer. But 3-on-3, I like for the regular season. In Olympics, I would not have minded for the preliminary rounds or even the quarter or the semis. I would be okay with that. Gold medal game, even bronze, really no. Like, I think it should be at the very least 4-on-4. But I mean, again, we really can't make the rules, so we just kind of have to accept it for. I think we should accept it for what it is. That's how I would view it. And if Canada won the same way, I'd be saying the exact same thing. Like, we can't make the rules. It is what it is. Again, I think Canada played a really good game, and Hellebuck was the real difference maker. If it were any other goaltender, and then Canada wins that game in regulation, whether it's a blowout or not. So again, just not a.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna.
One more thing. I've heard a lot of people talk about Sidney Crosby and how Crosby not being there plays a massive factor, and I'll listen to it. But at the same time, you can use the reverse psychology and be like, well, we didn't have Quinn Hughes in the Four Nations final. We didn't have Charlie McAvoy in the Four Nations final. Like, you never know. I'm not denying either of them would have had big impacts because Crosby's been here before, and Quinn Hughes is a phenomenal defenseman. But I don't listen to the player arguments in this. Hellebuck. Okay. But
I mean, like you talk about the most clutch player in. I would say he's the most clutch Canadian player in international Canadian player on the international stage that we've seen.
Okay.
I do think it does play a factor, and I'm not going to sit here and say, it doesn't count. Crosby was out. I'm not going to sit here and say that to you. I'm also not going to say, like you say, like, these are the rules. I can't go back. We can't go back and play the what-if game, even though the what-if game is everybody's favorite game to play.
We play it all the time here. It's our favorite game here.
Yeah. It's the best game ever.
But I'm not going to sit here and say it's an illegitimate medal. It is the gold medal. I'm not gonna take that away from you. But I want to say, I think Canada's entire Olympics, I think they played like they were bigger than the event themselves. Like, they acted like they were bigger than the Olympics themselves. Like, you look at the United States team, they stayed in the village. They got the Olympic experience, that the camaraderie of the other athletes. Canada stayed in Airbnb off-site in Milan somewhere. You could say, it's all business, but I don't think they got that camaraderie with the Canadian athletes. They thought they were bigger than the game themselves. And you could say that may have played a factor, sure. But yeah. I feel like Canada made some mistakes in roster construction that will be rectified in 2030. Because in 2030, like, I'll be honest, I'm kind of glad if you guys were to win, it would have been this year because 2030, we have a lot of talent coming up. So I would look out.
What was I going to say? Well, they didn't stay in the Olympic Village because they didn't want to run out of condoms. You guys get my joke? You guys get what I was?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get that? Anyway, yeah, I mean, like, again, like, there were a lot of people who said to me, and commented on my video, and videos after Canada lost. They said, just because you have better players doesn't mean you're the better team. And I was like, I don't know about that, but I will agree with the sentiment of this roster was put together with some flaws. You do have to realize there were two guys that were originally named to the roster that weren't there. Braden Point, who I think would have made a big difference, and then Anthony Strelly, who wouldn't have made as big of a difference, but still a guy that was going to be there.
Good penalty kill guy.
In replacement, I can't remember who Sorelli was, but in replacement for Point, it was Bennett. Do you know who was Sorelli's replacement?
Jarvis.
Okay. I thought both of those players were not great impact guys. Sam Bennett especially. I thought he was, I honestly, like, a lot of the time when he was on the ice, I'm like, you're a net negative. Like, he was taking some really bad penalties throughout the entire tournament. And I'm going to be honest with you, I talked to the Royals head coach, who is Canadian. I know I'm making this all Royals, but he said to us, Canada should have lost in the semis to Finland because they were not playing their best game against the Finns. And Sam Bennett played a factor in that. He took that penalty in that first period. Rantanen scored right off it on the power play. Canada, I feel like, and I know LeBlanc, you might disagree with me, they might have honestly won that game solely off of their star power. Just Finland could not match it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that because I was going to counter you saying that Bennett, every time I watched a game, usually it was on Tim's phone. But Bennett was doing something stupid. Like, Bennett was just such a negative asset. Like, I have two players in mind that would have been better additions than Jarvis and Bennett. Do you want to guess who those players are?
I have an idea. They're not coming to my head right now, though. So can you say those players?
Wyatt Johnston.
Yeah, Johnston. Yeah.
Bedsy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Johnston especially. Imagine,
I think Johnston's a more egregious one than Bedsy. I think Bedsy
30 goals this year.
Yeah, like to leave Johnston at home is just crazy to me.
Like I get why you pick Bennett. Conn Smythe winner. I understand that. Florida Panther. Whatever. I feel like Ben, and I swear to God we said this before. I feel like Bennett only works in Florida. Only works when he's playing for Florida. Not when he's on another NHL team. Not when he's on another Olympic team. Only in Florida does the way he play work.
And in Four Nations, like he was a non-factor in Four Nations as well.
Yeah, he wasn't really. I mean, I remember talking about like he wasn't really that big of an impact guy. But you guys won, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
I'll say the same thing with Robertson. Like, Robertson wasn't there, and I'm like, oh, you know, we were all upset about that, and then Adam Fox, too. But we won. So it's like, whatever. But I can guarantee you, if it were the other way around, we'd be bringing up the same conversation. I totally agree with you. I think Bennett was a net negative. He will not be there next tournament. I think a guy who may not be there either is the guy who was in net, Jordan Binnington. It looks like, from a lot of projections I've seen, he may not be there in 2030. I've seen some Sebastian Cossa being brought up there a little bit. And we'll see. Obviously, that's 4 years down the road. But that's the interesting conversation to have. I would love that. I think I like Cossa. I think Cossa is a good goaltender. Tim, we haven't heard much from you. Just give us your thoughts on everything.
Yeah, I think my biggest takeaway is from like the U.S. side, kind of like what you said, Evan. Like, had we lost that game, you would look directly at JT Miller and Vinny Trocheck being on the team.
I still can't believe we won with those guys.
And then it turns out like both of them were like a huge factor as to why we won because they didn't give up a single power play goal the entire tournament.
Yeah, and I think that gets missed.
Those two. PK. Yeah, like if you don't bring those two and you bring a Robertson or a Caulfield, you take out the two guys who were crucial to the penalty kill, and like neither of those two guys are going to kill penalties. So to have those two guys with Miller and Trocheck buy in the way they did, and buy in strictly to having the role being defensive minded, killing the penalty, and you look at it like, yeah, Sam Bennett had the 4 minute power, 4 minute, but earlier in the game, in the second, Canada had a 5-on-3, and the U.S. killed that. That was like, I think to me, that was like the biggest turning point. Even with all the momentum Canada had after, the fact that the U.S. killed that off, because if I remember right, because it was still 1-0 at the time.
Yeah, McCarr tied it up not long afterward.
Yeah. Had they scored on the power play, like on the 5-on-3 especially, that game flips completely on its head.
Yeah. I agree.
And then you have the penalty kill late in the third from Jack's penalty.
Yeah.
And of course, the two big guys out there, JT and Trocheck, were the ones killing that penalty.
Can you fucking believe that? Can you fucking believe
Like, when you think of those two, especially JT Miller, you don't think of a penalty killer.
I can't believe we won with basically the entire New York Rangers staff and like 3 other players on our roster. It's actually like, I mean, again, like, you know, I was making fun of Rick Tocchet and Canada for letting John Tortorella win. How the hell?
I still cracks me up. That still cracks me up.
I was watching the game in the airport, and the people I was sitting next to a few Canadians on one side, and then the couple to my right were Penguins fans. And the whole time during the second period, oh, yep, here's Sully's bullshit systems again. Here's Sully's systems. This is a Sully team. And I'm like, I can't tell if you want us to lose or win here.
Bro, I think that's one of those where it's like, I'm gonna make it miserable for everybody, and I don't care if we win.
I hate those people.
I'm like,
The worst people.
like, and most of the time they were complaining. We were still up 1-0. I'm like, why are you complaining? We're still winning.
That's what they do. So yeah, I agree. Like, those guys played a huge factor, and yeah, I mean, like, bringing in Robertson and Caulfield would have played a factor. Sure.
Might have helped the power play, which struggled a little bit, but
But
then lose.
I don't know if we have a perfect PK. If that's
exactly, and that's the biggest reason we won.
You say it's getting underlooked. I'm gonna say this right now. I've heard about that too much. That's the one driving point. We never give up our power play goal. It's not being underlooked. Give me like.
I haven't heard of it a lot.
I've not heard it a lot since
so much. So
I've heard it too. Okay,
I haven't. No, only games heard it.
With all due respect, kick rocks. Like, all due respect.
Score on the power play, maybe.
Canadian tears.
Here's the thing. This is big for. I say this. I think the one benefit. I'll say two benefits of United States winning the gold medal. This is big for the game in the United States.
For 15 minutes, it was.
It's still big for hockey culture, and it gets more kids into the sport. Hey, we finally won gold after this many years. We're back. The other thing I'm saying, the Goudreau tribute was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah, there's been very few times where I've been brought to tears over a sport.
I was legit crying in the airport, and I had no shame.
That was so incredible. Like, for it to go, and then we hear the story from his parents and how, like, he wanted to play in the Olympics, and like there was that one quote that came from Puck Empire. Oh my god! Like, I can't get it. Like, it's so beautiful, and the fact that that's being missed in what is going on right now with the whole White House thing, and I do want to talk about that. It's sad. It really is sad. What was supposed to be one of the best moments in our country's history in a long time was turned into a political stunt or a political.
Before we get into that, I got to say my point about this quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, like, also it's bigger for you guys because for me, I've seen my country win three gold medals at the Olympics when in best on best. You guys have not seen that ever, so this is huge for you guys. So yeah, but for for me, like this is like when we lost, I wasn't upset. I was more disappointed.
I don't think you should have been upset because Canada played well.
Canada played really well.
If Canada went in there and got fucking destroyed, like let's say the game was like 5-1 or something like that, then you can be.
Yeah, that might be a little irked, but I saw videos like some Canadian fan had a chainsaw, and after they scored the goal, he rubbed up the chainsaw and tried to cut through the TV. I'm like, brother, it is 10 a.m. You need to relax. Anyway, going into the White House thing, I'm just gonna say my point. I think how the way the Americans celebrated was a little over the top. The White House thing. I'll be honest. I don't care. I don't care if they went to the White House. I really don't.
So, look, we're gonna have opinions about it on here. That you guys aren't gonna like. We're not sharing our political opinions on this. LeBlanc is Canadian, so he really doesn't. So he's probably gonna be, against some players or whatever. You don't care, is what you said. I'm not gonna try to put words in your mouth. You don't care. Me and Tim, we're both American. We have our own thoughts. What I'm going to tell you right now is like, these guys can believe whatever the hell they want. I genuinely don't care. I don't care whether they support Trump and you can talk all about the files and what's going on right now in the Middle East. Like, okay, whatever. The whole thing with, laughing about the women's team with a joke. Now it was, I'm not really big on Trump saying that. All right, whatever. I also do want to say Kash Patel going in there and partying is just straight up weird. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Like that's straight up unprofessional and weird. Trump said that himself, so I'm just gonna say that right here, right now. I do have a quote that I want to share. It came from one of the women's players, and I think it's very interesting, and people are missing this here. In the whole conversation about everything that has gone on. So I do want to share that here. It comes from Britta Kerr-Salme. She said, keep in mind the situation and the emotions that they're going through in the locker room. I remember our locker room after. You're laughing at anything. You know what I mean? That's what she said. A lot of the women's players have been saying kind of similar things and like they're not worried about it and like they shouldn't have to talk about other people's behavior and all that when they just won. What I was saying throughout a lot of my broadcasts, the greatest accomplishment in all sports. I thought the joke was definitely disingenuous. I thought them laughing at it was certainly disingenuous, but like you got to be in a locker room when winning a championship like that. Like you're going through every emotion. You're not really thinking about what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. And even with the Patel thing, like I don't even think like, yeah, they knew he was in there, but like I don't even think they realized like what the hell are you doing here? Like I don't even like even if they invited him, like I still think it's really weird. Just gonna say that.
I was on business overseas. Yeah, business. Let me just shotgun a few beers.
I think it's. You can be a hockey fan. No denying that. You can be a hockey fan. That was just straight up unprofessional.
Yeah.
And the video is hilarious because it's like, brother, you did nothing. You did nothing. And you're like shotgunning beers and partying. It'd be one thing if like you were like you came in there and you were like, hey, congratulations, you shook all their hands. Everybody would be like, why the hell are you there? Why are you not in the US with the whole stuff going on over in the US? But it wouldn't look as bad. You're going in there and you're shot like it shows the real unseriousness of just this whole thing. It's nuts. And then them going to the White House. People aren't going to like my take on this. Again, I don't care. I think we need to separate what these people are as hockey players and what these people are as actual people. Because when I look at a hockey player, I don't think of, oh, who did he vote for? First of all, the vast majority of American players are Republican. That is a fact. You can look it up. There are multiple studies that have been done on that. It is true. A lot of these players are Republican. I also will say this too. I'm not exactly sure they are fully in the loop with everything that is going on in the political world. You got to realize these guys are typically locked in on hockey.
Yeah.
Like, they're not following what's going on with the Nancy Guthrie case or the Epstein files. And I'm not saying those aren't issues. Okay. I'm not saying those aren't issues. But these guys got a bigger job at hand here. I don't think they're following it as much as people on the internet are. And there's been a lot of outrage over the internet. And I think what's endured over the last couple of days, ignoring the whole Toronto fact, and we can get into that, whatever, ignoring the whole thing with Toronto, the majority of what I've seen from Pittsburgh, from New Jersey, from numerous other places, these guys have been cheered on. Because, and I think that really does show the difference between the people in real life and the people who are on the internet.
Yeah.
I think that is an honest thing here. I don't, and even again, like, if you don't support him, they are not the first people ever to go to the White House. This is not like the first time ever in U.S. history that this has happened. The 1980 team went to the White House. I don't know if the 60 team did. I've only seen the 80 team, but I'm pretty sure they probably did. A lot of the Stanley Cup champions every 4 years have, including a couple of the Canadians who I really haven't seen being criticized for going, Sidney Crosby being one. I haven't seen any of that. I haven't seen anybody criticizing Sidney Crosby for going in 2017 or 2016, whatever. That's because it's like, whatever. I feel like people buy into this too much. Going to the White House used to be such
an honor,
a great privilege, a great thing,
an honor and a privilege.
Yeah, it used to be an honor, and I think they would have went regardless of who was in office.
Yep,
100%.
I don't think it's, and again, like, I know Brady and Matthew and even Tage Thompson, like, whatever. If they're MAGA, okay, but I think they would have gone if it was anybody in office. And here's the, and I know I've been talking for a little bit, but here's the hypocrisy in this world, in mainstream media, in both Canada, the United States, the entire world. If they go to the White House, one side loses their mind. If they don't go to the White House, like Jake Gensel didn't, regardless of the reason, the other side is going to lose their mind. It shows the true hypocrisy in this world, and I think people don't realize that. No matter, it's a lose-lose situation, no matter who's in office, no matter what team it is, there is going to be backlash from both sides. Every single year that an NHL team went to the Oval Office or whatever, when Biden was in office, the right was upset. And every single year, the Florida Panthers going, they're the only team so far that has, of going to the White House, the left has been upset. The hypocrisy and just the overall negativity in this world and in this country of America, and I mean, again, even sometimes in Canada, and I understand some of the upset in Canada. I will listen to it. I understand. It shows the real hypocrisy in this world. And it's funny because just a couple weeks ago in the Super Bowl, a lot of people from a lot of sides agree with the same statement that Bad Bunny put up on his billboard. Or not, it's not his billboard, but the billboard. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. Or something along those lines. And now, not even 2 weeks later, everybody is spreading hate. And I know what I just said, that statement that I just had, everything that I just said is not going to change fucking anything. We're just a bunch of podcasters, whatever. But I feel like we all need to just look in the mirror a second. I understand this guy may not be a great guy in office. You can think what you want. But we need to realize that these guys aren't the first people ever to do this, and that no matter what they did in this situation, people are going to be angry. So there you go. Any thoughts from you guys?
Up here, I think the Canadian media is kind of taking it a bit like a gasp. Like, some of the responses, especially some of the players that went to the White House, is just egregious. Like, Brady was Brady was asked a couple questions by one of the TSN reporters. I have a lot of respect for her. I'm not going to say her name, but he was basically asked to apologize.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and that's all I'm going to see. I was asked to apologize. I haven't seen the whole quote, so I can't. I'm not going to say it word for word on here, but I think that's a bit crazy. Matthews was booed. He was booed last night.
It wasn't a thunderous boo, but it wasn't unanimous cheers.
It was at least like 40% boos. Like
Yeah,
it was.
it wasn't. It definitely wasn't unanimous cheers though.
Insane. Brady in Ottawa. Brady got a loud ovation. A loud cheer. He would chanted his name every time he touched the puck. I'm really glad Ottawa responded the right way and not the way of let's. You wonder why Americans don't want to play in Canada. I think this is also one of the reasons.
Yeah. And for Toronto, you know what? Go ahead, run him out of town.
I hope Matthews leaves. I
don't care. I'm an American.
Yeah.
I fucking care. And even you're a Sens fan. You're rooting for that. Kick him out. Go ahead. You want to have just a team full of Canadians? Okay.
I mean, I'm just glad that my community and my team responded the right way, rather than Toronto. Also, this isn't an American thing, but Mark Spector. So, how does it feel to lose?
Yeah, that was so stupid.
That's a great question. Thank you.
Did you see the Macklin one where he's like, some reporter asked him,
he's like,
"Are you interested in playing in the Olympics again?" I'm like, man, why don't you make us look stupider and stupider every single day? Nah, I don't feel like
Macklin's like, play in the Olympics again? Yeah.
Nah, I lost.
No, I'm good. I did it once. I'm cool.
No, it's like, oh, aren't you happy that the Americans won? No.
The media is just so bad. I will say this, though. I do want to commend Brady. There was a video posted by the White House of him saying something about,
no, I saw the video.
Or whatever. And he said, that was not me, obviously. That was not my voice. I'm not that kind of person. I commended him for that.
I thought all Brady's responses have been excellent. He's shown that he is a true leader, especially for this community. He's given his blood, sweat, and tears for this organization and for this community. So nothing will make me dislike Brady Tkachuk. Nothing will make me dislike him until he leaves.
Yeah. I think the things that happen in Toronto are just so listen. You don't gotta like the guy. Okay. You don't have to agree with him going to the lighthouse. Or the lighthouse. Yeah, he went to the lighthouse. The White House. But there's a level of respect you have to have. I think there's a lot of Sens fans who didn't agree with him going to the White House.
No, a lot didn't agree with him. And I'm going to put this out here. What the players do in their own personal time, their own beliefs, that's not my business.
It's not anybody's business.
Why are we making a big deal of it? And basically, when Sanderson also got interviewed, because Sanderson was also on that team.
Yeah.
Sanderson basically had to make a statement saying, I am not MAGA, I am not political, I just want to play hockey.
Also, the guys who are in Canada, I would argue, are even more out of touch.
Oh, yeah.
You're up there and you're not even in the same country as all the things going on. How are you obviously these people aren't like robots. They don't, I'm sure some of them know or have a general idea of what's going on. But for even a guy like Brady or a guy like Sanderson, you're signed long-term in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
You are in Canada for the most of the time, probably 9 months out of the 12 per
9
year.
months out of the 12 you're up in Canada, so
I think for me it's you're giving Austin Matthews a lot of flack, but I don't think at all these guys really have any idea what's really going on. I'm not saying they're clueless, but we got to look in the mirror here and realize they're up in Canada.
They're not there. They're up here, so they might be a little more just out of the loop. I think that's
they're
right.
Not blind, though, I will say that they're not blind, but come on.
I think the thing with all of
them, just respect for your captain and your players. Come on.
Yeah.
The thing that was making me the most upset about everything was just how like a lot of it was just trying to split the men's and the U.S. like the men's and women's team apart. What made me happy was every single women's player that I've seen be interviewed, they all talk about how great, like how they just spent all the time like in the Olympic Village with the men's team. I'm like you're trying to split these two teams apart, and all the players, all the women are doing is like, nope, that's not true at all. We loved the men's team. We spent a lot of time with them. They waited for us after we won our gold medal, and we did the same for them. And it's like, there's no point in trying to split them apart just because you want to start some sort of argument online or on Twitter. Like, was the joke needed or was it needed? No. But again, like I've been in locker rooms where I've been on teams where you won a championship. You're having the best time of your life because you just won. Like anything said, you're laughing at.
Yeah.
Like you barely even know what's being said because you're just so happy. So like, were they like on cloud nine after doing like accomplishing their dream? Yeah. Should they all have laughed? No, not at all.
But it'd be one thing if they were just like the men's and the women's team never talked to each other.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of like even when the women's team won, there were a couple of photos that came out of the men's team being with them. And like there were a couple, like Hillary Knight was with Connor Hellebuck, like they were all with each other.
Yeah.
Isla Edwards was with Austin Matthews. Like it wasn't like these people just weren't talking to each other.
Yeah.
I also thought too the Saturday Night Live thing that came out last night was great. And I think that joke they made
from that clip.
I think that joke they made really kind of like
put everything to bed.
Or it should have. It should have put all
better. Yeah. And I just remembered one other thing from that clip. You can hear when Trump says that he wants to invite the women's team before he makes the second part of the joke. Like his joke about, or they'll impeach me if I don't. You can hear one player says 2 for 2, and then I'm pretty sure it's Brady who says absolutely.
Yeah.
You hear the players, they're like, yes, the women's team, and it's not, and the women's team, like, they said they're going to the White House. Most of them couldn't go. Hell, 4 of them had to go back to a school in Wisconsin because they had conference playoffs this weekend.
Yeah.
It was just all scheduling stuff for them, but it's like, there's no reason to try to just make everything political just because you don't like the guy in office.
Yeah. That's what I hate. You are the worst kind of people in the world if you're that kind of person.
Yeah.
Say that right now. You are the worst kind of person in the world.
Just to conclude, the only thing that really irked me about this whole thing was from the men's side was number one, some of the things that were said in the locker room. Someone yelled during the call, "Lock up the Canadian border, shut down the northern border." I didn't like that at all.
I try not to watch any of that stuff.
I know I tried to watch anything, but I came out, and it came out because somebody thought that it was Brady who said that, which when you watch it back, it's not even his voice. I think I'm not gonna say who it is, but I think it was a certain defenseman on a Metro team. But yeah, I think the only thing that irked me was that, and the way the United States kind of celebrates that when I always say this, when Canada wins, and this might be some salt. I don't care though. When Canada wins, we celebrate the country, celebrate the team. When America wins, they celebrate the team that lost.
I think you do have to realize they haven't won in a long time.
And I understand that, but there's also a way to celebrate while being respectful. I mean, Let's go back to the World Juniors and the trash can.
What was that, 20?
That was 20 or 19.
I think it was 20. Yeah, because it was the bubble, right? Or they did it with no fans.
No, it wasn't the bubble. It was the year before.
Was 21. Was it the
2019?
I get what you're saying. It doesn't matter what you're.
Yeah, I get what I'm saying. Like, other than that, to conclude, GG, screw you. We'll see you in 2 years.
Yeah, World Cup of hockey. Hell yeah. I talked to a couple people about this. Couple people who play professional hockey with the Royals. They're looking forward to this World Cup of hockey. This will be pretty good. I'm excited to see how the NHL puts this together. There will be further videos discussing it. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be cool. I think you could do. I'm trying to think back to that 2016 year, but like you could do a.
Are they doing it mid-season? I think they're doing it mid-season though.
I think they are. Was
Yeah.
the World Cup in 20?
The 2016 one was before.
I was like 9 years old. So I
Because
don't
there
know.
were, I just remember that because I remember, well, I know Larkin missed training camp with the Wings, and there were like maybe like
That
one or
was-
two.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, last time it was in September. It was like
It was like during training camp. It was before the season.
So it was kind of like the World Baseball Classic.
Yes.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'm pretty sure when they do it in 28, it'll be mid-season because it's like their All-Star break.
Yeah. I mean, can you guys believe that we're going from this great Olympics to an All-Star game?
I can never go back to the All Star game. I'm sorry.
Probably what it's going to be next year. I also saw.
I think
saw
it
a lot
should
of
be
people,
though.
a lot of people said to me that we need to do this every year. No.
No,
Every
they
every
need a break.
year, yeah, every other year is fine with me.
With the World Juniors, I can deal with it.
Yeah,
I mean, the United States don't even really play Canada in the World Juniors that much.
Because yeah.
Not the last 2 years. They've been in different groups. I'll say that. And as well as that, too, last couple of years, Canada hasn't gone that far. United States didn't go that far this year. Okay, whatever. We don't have to talk about that. I can't. I don't like it if it's every year because it just defeats the authenticity of it.
Yeah,
No way.
I
It was the
understand that.
novelty of it.
Yeah. So
I mean, I would like them to do like other than I'd say like, it'd be nice to have like the Four Nations back. Like Four Nations was great. It was a big success, and like I
it
was
would have
right,
hit the same this year though.
like
No,
this upcoming All Star game might be one of the lowest viewed of all time. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what they need to do? They need to come up with something new. Come up with a new idea. Whether it's international or not, come up with something new.
North America versus World or something.
World, yeah, like that's an idea from back in the day, and I think that could work again.
I feel like this is like the peak age of hockey where you could pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be crazy. What I also saw 7-game series Canada versus US.
No, everybody's going to be hurt by the end of that.
The viewership would be
Yeah,
insane.
no, here's the thing: the players already like each other. Like,
You're
Hey,
just asking for everybody to get hurt.
we don't need a Summit Series 2.0. Like, we really don't.
Watch with Nordic would shatter records every single time. It'd be phenomenal. That's the only way I would agree with it.
Me and Tim are gonna stand on the border and just try and fight each other.
You gonna point tanks at each other?
Or guns and shit.
I'll
We'll move on.
bring my moose.
All right.
Bring your moose.
Trade deadline. Trade deadline is coming up on March 6th. So we're like 5 days away from the deadline. There really hasn't been that many trades the last couple of days, which is a little surprising. I thought teams would be scrambling, but I think we're going to see some action this week. I have 20 and then some names here. A couple guys that I listed here we're going to discuss. There's a couple of obvious ones. There's a few guys that aren't necessarily on this list, but they've been discussed. And if there's guys that I missed, we'll discuss them furthermore, after the 20 names that I say. This is going to be based off of like, do we think they'll be traded? Where is a possible destination where they could be traded to? You get the gist. All right. First name of the 20, Blake Coleman. 13 goals, 21 points, 44 games played. Is he getting traded?
He gone.
He gone?
He gone. Like,
I do want to say this. Coleman is on the second to last year of a $4.9 million contract. Putting that out there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what's his contract? I could definitely see him getting moved. It's irony all over, just from like last year's deadline. This smells like a Yanni Gord situation. He's gonna go back to Tampa.
I do have that feeling. Yeah, like that's really the only place I can see where he fits.
Yeah,
in my eyes.
Like, there's probably other places that I just can't think of, but when I just hear Blake Coleman, I just think of him going back to Tampa.
He has
It
a
just seems like
modified,
it's where
yeah.
it's going to go.
he has a 10-team no trade list as well.
I'm gonna say this might be off the board. Smells like an Islander.
That could be an interesting one. If Darsh decides, let's buy.
Well, is gonna buy. That's the perception I get from this is that Darsh is gonna buy.
I think they're heading in that direction.
Yeah.
Coleman's gonna be a guy where
I would like that fit.
yeah, Coleman's gonna be a guy where once the big fish are reeled in, he's gonna be the next target.
Yeah. He's in that, like, second tier of
Yeah.
players who are going to get moved at the deadline.
Next name. This guy's a big fish. And what's funny, I made this list before he was announced that he would actually probably get traded. Robert Thomas, 33 points in 42 games played. He has 6 years left after this year. At 8.1.
No trade clause.
And I'm going to say this. I think the Blues are right to ask for what they're asking for. He has term.
Oh, absolutely they should. He's 26.
Yeah, he's 26.
He has points in 70 games last year.
Yeah, he's 26. Has tons of term. He's criminally underrated as a center.
Easily.
If I am Tulsky, I'm doing everything in my power to make Robert Thomas a Carolina Hurricane.
3 things for me. I like that is my first thing. Carolina has the assets to do that. They have Dallas's
their prospect pool is stacked. You could easily do that.
They have 2 Dallas's picks. They have their own first next year. And I also think Bradley Nadeau just doesn't fit anywhere on this roster. So I think you make a move there.
And Nadeau's nasty too.
I've heard a lot of I made a video on him. I've heard a lot of positive things about him, but it just doesn't seem like there's room for him in the lineup. If he was a center, he'd be in the NHL, guaranteed.
Oh, easily. The fact that he's a winger in Carolina, you look at what he's doing in the AHL. He has lit up the AHL for the past year and a half now.
Yeah.
But because he's a winger, he can't get into this lineup, and he's not a guy you want to play in a bottom 6 role.
Yeah.
He's a guy who needs to be in the top 6, and Carolina just doesn't have the room in the top 6.
Yeah. 2 more things for me. The Blues don't have to trade him.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
But the fact that we're sorry, go ahead.
They can just keep him. He's on a longer term deal. He is only 26. You never know. They could decide to just quickly turn things around here, and suddenly they're a playoff team next year. You never know. The other thing is too, he's not having a great season. I think that's part of the Blues just being absolutely atrocious.
He just came back from injury today.
Also true. He has missed some time.
It sounds like to me that if the Blues trade Robert Thomas, the Blues are going nuclear. The Blues are gonna tear it down.
If Thomas goes, everybody who you've heard mentioned is gone.
Yeah.
They have to. He's the youngest of the bunch. If you're trading the youngest guy, what's the point of keeping the others there?
Yeah.
So there's a few other names that'll be mentioned here. You don't need to go into them.
With Thomas, I feel like I've seen a lot of Utah recently.
I don't know.
And I heard that came from Friedman today. And then I'm just going to screw it. I'm being biased. Do what needs to be done. Please.
I'm gonna say another Atlantic team that I don't want it to happen, but Montreal.
Montreal
put it out there. Center. They need another center.
Don't put it out there.
A Suzuki Thomas 1-2 punch would be insane.
Friedman doesn't know if he believes that, though. He said that on the TNT broadcast.
He said that
he doesn't know if he believes that would happen.
Yeah.
The asking price just might be too high for Montreal.
But Montreal they have assets.
They have assets, but what
are you gonna do? Are you gonna give up
Michael? You want to give up a guy like Michael Hage? That's the big thing.
That guy's gonna be nuts, though.
Overrated.
But
to be fair, I think Hage's first line center potential. He probably doesn't get that in Montreal.
I think Hage is more like a second line center potential, but that's okay.
I think he's a borderline first line center. That's what I think. Fringe first line. I'll say that. If you disagree. Next name. Vincent Trocheck, 36 points in 43 games played with the Rangers. Kind of like Thomas. He's got a longer term deal. Instead, he has 3 years left after this year.
I think I'm going to go to the report I saw the other day. I think he's going to be a Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, I have that feeling.
Yeah.
But once again, another guy that could be a Hurricane, and he was a Hurricane.
Could be a Hab. He's a center as well. A lot of good centers on the market. A lot of good ones. Trocheck's an interesting case, for sure. I think with him and Thomas, like, they don't really have to trade Trocheck either. But he is 32 years old. Like, this is probably the most valuable you're going to get him at.
Especially coming off the Olympics, too. Like,
yeah,
his value it will not be higher.
He didn't do anything to prove that he's not a prolific, proven player. So,
yeah.
Not a lot on him. I think he will be traded. But anyway, next up, a guy that kind of gets forgotten a little bit. He may or may not be traded. Dougie Hamilton. 21 points in 53 games played. He does have 2 more years left after this year at $9 million. Here's the thing, though. The Devils do not really have the cap space to retain unless if they, move other money out.
I think Hamilton stays because unless he agrees to go to San Jose, I don't see anyone else trying to trade for him.
Yeah, I think the opportunity was there to move him. Unless if they retain, I think Fitzgerald even said he doesn't want to do that. I don't see a world where he goes. And I feel for Devils fans because I think that Fitzgerald should be sent to the Sun. That's another discussion for another time. But yeah,
we've had this discussion.
Fun discussion. Doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, we've discussed that before. Next name. This is another St. Louis Blue. It may not be the one you're thinking of, though, but he does need to be talked about. That's Braden Shen. Shen was in trade rumors last year. He is currently 34 years old, has 2 more years left at 6.5. He has a modified no trade clause. He actually has less of a clause than the other players. In my eyes, probably not.
Some stupid GM is going to say, "Oh my God, Braden Shen, grit. Even though his contract is horrible, grit. He's going to be a Los Angeles King, isn't he?"
That's exactly what I was.
I was going to say that if they weren't having the year they were having, and they were having the year we expected them to have, I would almost guarantee on my life Braden Shen would be a Toronto Maple Leaf.
I mean, you got to think. Well, I mean, with Shen, he almost got dealt there last year, but the price was too high.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they probably would have done it this year.
You got to think the LA Kings, like, you got to do something.
Yeah.
You lost Fiala, which really freaking sucks. That sucks so bad. You get Panarin, like a couple days later, you lose him.
That was brutal.
Yeah. It blows, too, because, like, they went from being a team where we're like, all right, they could do something, to the exact same thing we thought before they traded for Panarin. It really sucks. You got to do something. Maybe Shen's that answer. I don't
know why, but I feel like Edmonton might be in on this.
Maybe. So I did. We're not going to make this a full Edmonton discussion, but I did hear from Friedman on the TNT broadcast. We're going to refer to this a lot. First off, he said it's going to be a buyer's market. There's a lot more players that seem to be available. I agree. He also said the Oilers are really only looking at defensemen, right and left shot guys. And also they're not looking at any other goaltenders. You can have your thoughts with that, but I don't know if a forward is in the cards here for the Oilers.
I have a counterpoint to what James said about the Oilers in terms of Braden Shen. And it also comes up a little bit with even though Friedman ixnayed this, like if they were going to go get Binnington, I don't know if Edmonton wants to deal with St. Louis anymore because of the buyouts. And I think I heard something. I saw a clip about this.
Buyouts? Do you mean offer sheets?
Yes, the offer sheets. But I think it was on. I want to say it was on a Sportsnet broadcast. Like it was brought up that like Edmonton because of the offer sheets, Edmonton is still like pissed at St. Louis and just does not want to do business with them.
Well, here's an idea. Maybe sign your players.
Yeah, there's that too. Like, that's a great counterpoint, but like hockey, hockey men not smart. They hold grudges.
Yeah. You're probably right, but I mean, again, like let's not act like they were Oilers and they were available there for a while, and then.
Oh no, I 100% agree. It's all on. It's Edmonton's fault. This happened.
Do you
I
remember?
will say this too: both of those players have taken drop-offs from last year.
Yes, they have.
But Holloway's been hurt, and so is Broberg, so you can't really fault them on that.
Yeah,
All of St. Louis. St. Louis's whole team has been hurt at points.
Do you remember the quote from Brian Burke? I think somebody offer sheeted someone and said, "I'm going to fight him in a shed."
It was the Dustin Penner offer sheet from when Berkey was with the Ducks.
Yeah.
Fight him in a shed.
Yep.
Yeah, I do remember that.
All right, next name. Staying in St. Louis, Justin Falk. 30 points in 57 games played. This is a guy that the Oilers have looked into.
This is the second blue in a row where I thought you were going to say someone, and it was not the person I thought it was.
I have a lot of blues on this list.
As you should.
Man,
I think there's 2 more, at least.
I got one, and it might be one. What about Buffalo?
But who?
Who?
The Sabres?
Oh.
You cut out when you said
yeah.
What about? I heard what about, and then I didn't hear the team.
Yeah, you cut out. You were like, oh. I was like, what? Yeah.
Anyway, you pulled what my mic does on Xbox.
Sabres. Yeah, Sabres.
Do they need a right-handed defenseman?
So I think Falk. Honestly, like he might. The only thing is his money. He might be the most likely of all these guys to be moved, in my eyes, because
he does. But I've seen a bunch of St. Louis wants a high, they want a lot back for Falk.
I don't know if you're going to get all that for him, though.
No, I think I saw something. They want like a first plus for Justin Falk. I'm like,
no, I think Falk's going to be a guy where it's going to come down to like the last half hour, and they cave.
Yeah,
these guys. These guys' value is also at a very low point.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anybody realizes how atrocious the St. Louis Blues have been.
I do.
Their goaltending is absolutely horrible.
Like,
their defense is bad. They have no offense.
No one on that team is playing well. Like, for me, thank God the Wings have been good this year because the Blues are my second team, and I watch a lot of Blues hockey. It sucks to watch this year.
They're 31st in the league. They're below the Rangers.
Buchnevich is barely a point per game, or barely half a point per game.
Yeah, and he leads the team in points.
Yeah, there's nobody on the Blues with 40 points. I think Vancouver, they're really bad. But you look at their roster and you're like, checks out. With St. Louis, they have some really good players who were great last year.
Vancouver did not need that stray, by the way.
No, they did. They 100%
the only team that is worse, and they're not, and their stats look worse. But it's like their roster is
trying to be bad.
It checks out. With St. Louis, it's like you have a solid team on paper. How are you this bad? Anyway, Falk is an interesting one. Going over back to a team we talked about earlier. 7th name on the list, Nazem Kadri.
This, especially after the Sam Girard deal, this screams Colorado.
Kadri, 39 points in 56 games played. This year has 3 more years left at $7 million. I will say this. Kadri's 35. To the Colorado fact, I want to ask you guys a question. How much do you think Cale Makar will get?
14.
I've seen more. I've seen more. Some people are saying Kaprizov level.
All right, that's relax.
How much is Nate making? That's the question.
It's justified, but also I don't think we're at the point where Makar wants to bankrupt the team.
Anyway, so here's the point I'm trying to get across. Friedman said this on his panel. I'll say it here as well. I feel like a lot of what Colorado is doing is based off of that Makar number. and when they can sign Kale.
Yeah. I think
that needs to be addressed here. So the money with Kadri, he's got 3 more years left at $7 million. Unless if Calgary retains, and I don't think the Flames really want to do that. I think no team wants to retain. I'll just say that first off. But I don't know.
Nobody wants to retain right now. It seems like.
Rentals seem what Colorado's going down the road.
Yeah, that makes sense. For Kadri, I heard there's a team looking to do something stupid, and that team is Montreal.
Really?
Montreal's been linked to Kadri multiple times now. More recently, in matter of fact, I think Kadri to Montreal would be the dumbest thing, and I want it to happen now.
He'll be like 39 when that contract's done.
But I feel like Colorado would be a nice fit, but I don't think it's going to happen. The only other option I could see, like not even that. It makes no sense. You know what? Screw it, Seattle.
What is Seattle this year, anyways?
They are just there.
They play Ottawa soon. I'm commentating that game. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with Kadri. Like, just so much term. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Next name. This is a guy that was brought up a little bit when this initial big trade happened. He may not be a big candidate now, but he could be a guy that does get moved if the offer is good enough to move money out. But he's also what the certain team is trying to get right now, Ryan Hartman. 26 points in 54 games played. His contract currently, he has a year left at $4 million. He's 31.
Is Hartman on the Wild?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that Ryan Hartman. Boo!
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
The thing with what? Oh my God, what was it?
Was it with Stu?
Yeah, he kind of slammed his head in the ice.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway,
I kind of forgot that was a thing. Not gonna lie.
10-game suspension. Yeah. Anyway, put that aside. Hartman. Here's the thing with Hartman. A lot of people say that Hartman will only be traded if the offer requires moving out money. And I could see, like, if they want to bring in Trocheck, like, they only have $2 million. I could see Hartman going the other way.
Yeah.
The only thing with Hartman, though, is, like, that's a guy who can play center. Unless if you're getting a center back, there's no reason why they should move him.
Yeah.
He is not the only Minnesota Wild player on this list. I will say that right now, and I think you know who the other guy is. But regardless of that, Hartman's been brought up. We'll see.
Yeah, if you're getting another center back, it's the only way you move Hartman because, like, Minnesota, just like Carolina, just like Montreal, you don't really have a lot of center depth.
Yeah, this is the trade deadline for centers. Destination really not that fair to discuss.
Oh, Minnesota has, like, no centers.
Yeah, Minnesota is Joel Eriksson, and that's it. Trocheck,
maybe Yurov.
Yurov's
been okay, but
Yurov is good, but he's a rookie. You want to follow that into a 22-year-old Yurov?
Nope, I don't trust that.
You gotta make a move there. Bobby McMann is number 9, 32 points, 57 games played. McMahon is on an expiring contract. I think he might be the first guy we've talked about that is actually expiring. Actually.
So I've heard the Leafs also looking to extend him.
They're gonna be dumb and extend him. They're not gonna trade him.
Knowing True Living, they're dumb. Yes, True Living is dumb. Yes, but you talk about an expiring guy who needs centers. I think he's gonna be on the Wild.
Colorado should be knocking on that door too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Colorado as well.
Here's the other thing: McMahon, I believe, can play all 3 positions.
He can, yes.
So I think he can play center. He can play wing. That's a guy that I think should be looked at by like all 16 playoff teams, and even the ones that are below the playoff line looking in. Like that's a guy who is very, very useful and is a grit player. I love McMahon. He's one of my favorite Maple Leafs to watch. He's got that great style to him. That's just fun to watch, and he's a physical guy. But if Toronto re-signs him, I mean, I made a video on Toronto last night. Like if Toronto re-signs him, Treliving should be sent to Mars. Should be sent into the sun. Send him to Iran. Like I
Damn.
get him out of there. That would be absolutely horrendous. Anyway, before I say anything more that gets me canceled. Next blue on the list.
Is it finally the one James thinks it's gonna be?
So this is actually the last blue. There's another guy that I know isn't on this list, but it was 20 candidates that I came off the top of my head. I did not think of this other blue, but we can mention him here. This first one, Jordan Bennington.
It's the wrong blue. It's the wrong Jordan. Okay.
I've got
Okay,
two
anyway.
more on that side of him.
Bennington, 32 games played, 8-17-6, 3.65, 869. Has one more year left at $6 million.
He's staying put.
I don't think he moves either. I've heard Montreal. I've heard Edmonton. I think that's all smoke.
Yeah, I think it's smoke as well.
I could see Montreal because let's be honest. Hear me out with Montreal though. Like, do you trust Dobish or Monty in a playoff spot in a playoff game?
No, I don't.
Do you trust a rookie Jacob Fowler in a playoff game?
No.
There's three goalies on the roster, and you don't trust any of them. Mind you, this might be a team the Wings might face in the playoffs. So if you're Montreal and you're hearing this, don't do what I'm telling you to do. Do not listen to me right now. Keep the guys you have. None of them, one of those three will do you well. I promise. But if you're thinking about it,
with the goddamn propaganda,
Jakub Dobish has been better recently. This guy's also a rookie. Like we forget that in this whole conversation. He's also a rookie.
Oh yeah, he technically is.
I think we need to remember that. But I also don't think Montreal is in a position where like they have to win tomorrow.
But St. Louis is going to ask for Dobish to be part of the package.
They're asking for Dobish or Fowler.
Yeah.
Asking
Fowler
for-
would be ridiculous. I would clown Montreal so
I mean, they're asking, but like they're asking for one of those two in return.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're asking for anybody, honestly. I'm asking for McDavid for Ristolainen, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
I can say another team that has goaltending woes and has cap space, and if you do it, Steve, I'll be outside your house with the pitchfork and torches.
No, they can't do that.
No, you guys are going to get. You guys are going for Stuart Skinner.
Olmark's been so much better recently. At least that's what I think. I know you said send Olmark to Iran in the one group chat, but we don't have
Oh
to
my
talk
god, that's right.
There were two shots last night, and one of them went in, and it was so bad. It was so
We're not
You
talking about
won the game.
Let's expand our conversation to 21. The other blue that was talked about, Jordan Kyrou. Kyrou is a year older than Thomas. He has the same exact contract. The only difference is he's a right winger and he's a year older than Thomas.
I said at the beginning of the video, at the beginning of this trade segment, this one really smells like Islander.
Dude, he would be so good there. Like, I love Kyrou for the Blue. It's time. Like, I don't want him to move him, but he's one of those guys. He's been in rumors for years. At some point, you just gotta cut it, and this feels like the time where it's time for the Blues. It's time to get out of this mushy middle bull crap that you're doing. Just cut it off. Cut the cord.
Yeah.
Trade Thomas. Trade Kyrou. Trade Falk. Trade Shen. And I got another name. Trade Parayko if you can.
He is Suter.
Suter, yeah.
You're just signed, though.
Suter did, yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Trade him. I don't care.
Here, also, like, you're talking about Kyrou, multiple suitors. I can give you Montreal.
Montreal's been in on him.
I think Boston would be a good fit for Kyrou as well.
I haven't heard a ton on Kyrou recently, though.
Maybe a team. I'll be honest. A team like the Jackets might want him because he has term. I believe.
Yeah.
The Stars could use him. Vegas could use him. The Ducks could. I could name you all these teams that can use Kyrou.
Let's keep it a buck. Who couldn't use a Jordan Kyrou?
I think, I'm just going to tell you that right now. I think any team could take him.
Yeah.
Like if the Flyers were in, I would be trading for Kyrou. Do you think Kyrou has more or less of a package than what Thomas has?
I think I think he is less than a package because he's not a center.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's less because of the positional value. It's still going to be a bigger it's still going to be a if he gets moved, he'll be one of the more expensive guys traded, but it's not going to be as expensive as Robert Thomas would be.
Okay. Next name. We've talked about a couple of these guys numerous times here on the channel. Shane Wright, 22 points, 57 games played. Currently with Seattle. His contract, if I can find it real quick, he's on the second to last year of his, or he will have a year left on his ELC after this year. I'm going to tell you this right now: they are not trading Shane Wright.
I'm going to tell you right now: get him out.
Okay.
The hell?
Okay.
Seattle, and I think we're going to lean into this. Seattle has done what over the past couple drafts?
Flundered.
But they keep drafting fucking centers. We're at a point now where Shane Wright's not getting developed properly because we have Chandler freaking Stevenson playing 20 minutes a damn night, and you're not getting development from your 4th overall pick. He's not going to realize that potential he once had. You need to cut him loose. Let him go somewhere and develop. The only reason he gets traded is if Seattle goes big game hunting, which if they go big game hunting, I'm gonna fire on their ass. I'm so sick of Seattle. This is a team that I really do. I would say Seattle's like my number 2, and they pissing me off. They
have 7 guys currently up in the NHL that are listed as they can play center, and in the American Hockey League they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 current guys who are listed as centers down in the AHL in junior contracts.
Draft a defenseman.
That is my line, little bro.
Almost all of their top
People still use it because it still rings true.
Draft a defenseman.
Almost all of the guys they've drafted have been centers. You think of big players the Kraken have drafted: 22 Shane Wright, 24 Berkeley Cat, and 25 Jake O'Brien. That's crazy.
Matty Beniers.
You had Redeem Burka right here. And I want Jake O'Brien.
What's funny is none of them have really lived up to their potential either.
Yeah.
Some of them the jury's still out, but
yeah. It's still on a lot of them. But Matty Beniers isn't this bona fide number 1 that we thought he was going to be when he won the Calder.
Yeah. Next up,
Catton's looked good.
Catton's look good. I think Catton's probably the highest potential out of all of those guys.
Oh, easily. Easily is.
But moving on.
Yeah, we'll see. Next up, got a couple Nashville Predators on the list here. Steven Stamkos, 44 points in 57 games played. He has 2 more years of the $8 million. I will tell you right now, what really sucks about this is that Stamkos said he will not waive. Nashville would get a mountain.
They get all.
He would. Was it that he won't waive, or that he will not waive unless it's to Tampa?
So I thought
it was that
Colorado.
He's only going to waive to Tampa.
So LeBron said that, and then a couple hours later, Pagnotta said that he will not waive, and then Friedman furthermore confirmed it and said that he will not waive.
Okay.
So I think it really sucks, but that's done. He's not being traded, which sucks. But he's on this list because I made this list on Thursday. So
I'm also going to say if he goes back to Tampa after the way they treated him on the way out, I would lose a little bit of respect for Steven Stamkos.
Yeah. Next up, his teammate who could get a haul as well, Ryan O'Reilly. 56 points in 57 games. So I don't think people realize how good O'Reilly's been this year. Has a year left at 4.5. I don't care if he's 35.
We clowned at the start of the year when Nashville was going through their slump, and it came out what Barry Trotz was asking for. We clowned him at the time for that because it's you're gonna ask for that for a 3rd line center. This guy might be he could be a 1st line center on some teams as though he's playing right now.
This guy might get more than what he was out.
And at $4.5 million, he could easily get he's easily getting you a 1st round pick plus. He might get you 2.
All right, let's take it down a notch.
Am I wrong though? If you got a market like this,
do you smell that? Do you smell that? It smells like Billy Guerin.
Friedman did say, and I know I'm referring to Friedman a lot, but like he's the guy. We need to believe what he's saying. Friedman did say, and again, O'Reilly was promised the say of where he's traded, which I think is ridiculous. Like he's not on a no movement clause or a no trade clause. Just shows the unseriousness of Brady Trotz. But he did say that O'Reilly would not leave if they're amidst a playoff push, and they are right there.
They are currently 3 points out.
They are there. Like they're not that far out. So like with Nashville, it depends. Like it could come. He could be one of those guys that comes down to the wire. Like it could be like we could find out this week.
So tomorrow's game against the Wings could actually be huge.
Yeah, you guys need to win so he gets traded, please. Thank you. Next up,
I agree. We need to win in general.
going from Ryan O'Reilly to a legend. Logan Stanley has been brought up a little bit in some trade rumors.
What did you say? No. We can go back to that. No.
What?
Cut the podcast. No. What did you say about Logan Stanley?
He's a legend. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. You guys don't get the lore because Carter's the Jets fan in the network. And we always talk about how Stanley's a legend.
I get so confused. I'm like, excuse me.
Well, yeah, legend Logan Stanley.
I'm just more laughing at James's reaction than anything else.
Logan Stanley season, 18 points in 56 games played as expiring deal at 1.25. More looked at as like a seventh defenseman type of role, but there are teams that probably would call on him. He does have a big stance. I believe he's 6'7". So there you go. With Stanley, though, it's like, how much are you going to get back for him? Is it worth trading him? We'll see.
If the Jets extend him, then Sheldayov should also be sent to Mars with the fellas.
He might be their best asset to trade.
That is incredibly sad.
Like,
there's not a lot of great.
You're talking about expiring assets. You're looking at. I've got their contract, their cap wages pulled up right now.
Let me make it 22. Tim, you might say this guy, but I think Jonathan Toews should be looked at.
Toews said he's not waiving.
He's not waiving? Okay, forget him.
I'll go with another defenseman though. Luke Shen.
Thanks, Tim. He's number 20 on this list, but you can just name guys.
My bad. I'm looking at the roster right now.
Let's skip around then. Luke Shen, 7 points in 43 games played last year of his deal. Also, LeBlanc, Toews doesn't have a no trade or a no move.
Oh, well, he said if he gets traded, he's retiring.
Seriously?
Yes.
That's what he said?
Are you serious?
He didn't say it word for word, but he alluded to it.
Oh, come on.
What a
no, he has a no. Evan, he does have a no move clause.
He does?
He has a no move clause.
Doesn't say anything on his thing.
On Puck, I have it up on Puckpedia right now.
It doesn't say it on cap wages. All right, whatever. Okay. Anyway, Luke Shen, I think that's a guy we could see moved. I think he could fit in well as a third pairing defenseman.
Blood is terrible.
He might be Winnipeg's most valuable asset.
That is also incredibly sad.
Yeah. Anyway. Next up, before Tim says another name on my list, Evander Kane. 26 points in 57 games played. Evander Kane on Vancouver. Tyler Myers. I will say this: Tyler Myers is not on this list. I don't believe he's played since he was out of the lineup. I think that's coming, but he's not on this list because I actually thought he'd be traded by now.
Thank God he said no.
But anyway, Evander Kane, I don't really know. If there's room for him, if he's at a more retained salary than $5 million, maybe. But I don't know.
James, do you smell that? It smells like one person. Evander Kane smells like one thing.
An LA King.
What?
Yes.
What? Cigarettes?
An LA King.
What?
Smells like Ken Holland music all over again.
No. I feel like he's going to be on the Avs.
That'd be nuts.
Oh, God. That would be wild.
That'd be interesting.
Those would be the best shit disturber they've ever had.
They had Nazem Kadri.
Simone Benoit is the next name. 3 points in 50 games played. Benoit expiring contract. Not too much time on him. I think, again, he's one of those guys who is like a seventh defenseman. I can see him being moved.
So why is the trade board full of my ops?
Because one of your ops is terrible.
Hartman, Logan Stanley, and now Simone Benoit.
I think it's just because you just don't like teams and
Game
players.
3.
Here, you know what? I don't have to name 3. I'll ask this question.
No, he said game
about
3.
you.
No, I said game
What
3.
about you?
I said game 3 last year.
So, James, right now, go in and make this about you.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you the same fucking thing. Shut your ass up.
I didn't say it.
Not you. No, not you, him. Not you.
All I've brought up is that a 7-game series would make Watch with Nordic just shatter every record.
It would.
Imagine.
Simone Benoit, he'll be a decent third pairing defenseman. I feel like the Leafs should move on from him, but I feel like this is Brad Treliving. They will not be doing such a thing.
We'll see.
They should be. The Leafs in general should be trading everybody they can.
Down to our last 3 names here. Elias Pettersson, 35 points in 50 games played. I'm not going to lie to you. There's only one team in the entire NHL that I can really see going on and getting him, and that's the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah.
That's literally the only team that I see.
Because Carolina can move him and not have to, and they can take on the whole contract.
Yes and no. According to Cap Wages, they only have 9 million. Pettersson's 11 by 6. I think you can do it if you move Kotkaniemi.
I'm just saying that's words from Friedman. That's not words from me.
Oh, okay. I feel like maybe the numbers are wrong. I feel like the only way I see this even happening is if Kotkaniemi is going to Vancouver.
Who was it that there was somebody up in Canada? I don't remember who said it. Might have been Garriock. I thought he said that the Wing, like, I'm not trying to make this about the Wings, but like, I've seen a bunch of stuff that the Wings are like so aggressively pursuing Pettersson.
I did see that too.
And we do have the cap space. We have 12. If you go off, it says current deadline cap space. I guess we have 58 mil. I don't know how that works.
His value is just so low right now, man.
But Vancouver's
I would easily buy low on him.
An all-time low, though.
I would easily buy low on Elias Pettersson. With this team, with the Wings, like
7 years left after this year, man.
7 years at 11.6, that could go either way.
It could.
It's either going to go really well or go really terrible.
I'll tell you this: if the Wings make this move, JT Compher shit.
That's a lot of money.
Does have a few Swedes on that team. They have Raymond. They have Edvinsson.
Johansson.
Yeah.
Sandin Pellikka.
We'll see. Next up, Jonathan Marchessault. 17 points in 38 games played. Marchessault's been terrible. I wonder if Vegas decides, hey, maybe.
Hey,
But-
little buddy, why not come back?
I don't know if they have the money to do that. He did win a Conn Smythe there. And then I think that, and then I look at his contract. 3 years left after this year at 5.5.
Whew.
I
Never
don't know.
mind. He's not going anywhere.
I think he's retiring a Pred.
I think if Nashville
sounds
retains, they could get a really good package for him.
Yeah.
If they retain, maybe, but it's just like
Here's the thing. I got beef with 2 GMs. And that's Trotz and that's Doug Armstrong. Brother, why are you so damn stubborn?
Okay, I just want to point this out. When we talk about Nashville, we keep talking about Barry Trotz. Am I the only one who remembered that he stepped down?
He's still in charge, though. He's still
in charge until they find a replacement.
Oh, never mind.
Yes, Tim, we have knowledge.
I thought like he just wasn't like, because I saw a video from Mike, and Mike was talking about like Barry Trotz. I'm like, and the whole time he's mentioning Trotz, I'm like, why are we mentioning Trotz? He's not even the GM anymore,
brother.
I thought he like stepped down, and they were just going like with the assistant, whoever the assistant GM was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, who do you think took over? Like,
The assistant GM. That's honestly what I thought happened.
I think you would know. I think you would know the name of the assistant GM.
Yeah, probably.
After going on vacation with Tim, I realized one thing: Tim does not pay attention.
Anyway,
I do not.
I want to go to bed. Let's get through this last name. This is a big boy. We've talked about him before, whether or not he would be moved. He's only going to be moved if there's a big package. I think you know where I'm alluding to. He's a
LeBlanc
goaltender.
James to the Norcast. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, get out of here. Jesper Wallstedt, 23 games played, 14, 5, and 4, 2.68, 9, 14. The only way he's moved is if there's a big return coming back the other way. They don't necessarily need him. Like, Gustafsson is on a long-term deal. He's relatively young, comparatively speaking. They don't really need a Wallstedt per se, but trading a young goaltender can go very, very badly.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything about Wallstedt since I saw that ridiculous Stutzla for Wallstedt mock trade.
I haven't either. Oh, I still can't believe that. I haven't either, but
I loved that mock for one reason and one reason only.
I'm gonna hit you so hard.
And that's the reason right there.
I love it too.
That's the only reason I loved it, because it pissed James off so much.
I love it too. I love it too from that perspective. I love it. Yeah, Wally, I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's
I don't think you should trade a 23-year-old goaltender.
It's like an 85% chance. No. But he's on the list just to make it fun.
Yeah. If he gets
my 21,
he's getting moved. I don't know what scenario Wallstedt gets moved in, honestly.
Yeah. I think the only way it would work is if like you're getting a huge center back.
You're
I'm talking huge.
If he's getting moved, it's for somebody we didn't even bring up.
Like a mass. I'm trying to think of like a massive name that could be moved.
And it's got to be something like for.
It's also got to be a center. It has to be a center.
It's a center. It would be for a center, no doubt. But like, you also look at it like, you're not going to move him in a Trocheck trade because New York doesn't need him because of Igor.
You would
like I think there's only like a handful of center. Like it has to be a center. There's only a handful of centers I would. You know what? We talked about him earlier. In the whole Olympic thing. Jesper Wallstedt for Austin Matthews. Let's do it.
Toronto. I mean, knowing now they might be happy, but like Toronto would genuinely.
That
oh my god, Treliving's safety would be in shambles. Yeah. Like
his house would get burned down.
That would be
flip it. They here's the other thing. They also don't really need Wallstedt either. But
no, they don't.
We'll just avoid that fact. Yeah, I mean, like, there's only like
that would definitely be like the caliber of like trade where Wallsted's getting.
Like there's only like it has to be for a center, and there's only a handful of centers I'm trading him for, and that is probably like Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Nathan McKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, this and that. Like, it's a short ass list of centers that I would trade Wallstedt for. A short list, unless if you're getting like a center and a winger. Like, if you're getting multiple huge assets. Anyway, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Were there some names that I did not mention?
I got a list here of names that you did not mention.
Okay.
Zach Whitecloud.
Whitecloud, he's what? Vegas still?
He's in Calgary.
Oh, yes, that's right.
He's part of the Rasmus Anderson deal.
2 years left at 2.75.
Yeah. He is an interesting one. He is an interesting one in the sense that immediately after he was traded to Calgary, there were rumors that were popping up about it. So I will actually say yes. I think he will be dealt.
I think he's an Ottawa Senator.
I'll bring up Zach Whitecloud's teammate, Mackenzie Weegar.
I'm going to be honest. They want so much for Weegar, and I think he's going to stay put.
Well, yeah. Also, like, I'm looking at this. Weegar's also got a no trade clause. He could, like, you could offer the world, and Weegar could just snip it in the butt.
Weegar seems to like it in Calgary, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you trade Uyghur unless if you want to be absolutely horrible next year.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, maybe they do.
Landon DuPont's next year, so maybe you do want to be horrible.
Maybe.
I can't believe you didn't say this guy, Nordic. Rasmus Ristolainen.
Yeah, I made this list on Thursday. I didn't think of Risto. Ristolainen's an interesting one.
Friedman
There
brought him
are a
up
lot
today.
of people
Didn't he?
talking about him right now. Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead, Tim.
I said Friedman brought him up today because Tuca asked about him during the broadcast on the TNT broadcast because Tuca Rask was on the panel and he brought up how he had watched the Finnish team at the Olympics and he brought up Risto.
And apparently,
Friedman's-
Risto's been getting calls. Like,
Risto's been getting a lot of calls, Friedman said.
and I'll be honest, Risto and Dallas seems like a match made in heaven in my eyes.
That would be cool. The Finns,
I
bring
can
them all
see
together.
that.
I would like, oh my God, who's even Dallas's best prospect? I can't even tell you.
Maverick Bork.
No, Bork's not a prospect. It's
Well, I was just like,
Problem is, though, is like, I feel like if you're trading Risto, I want a first round pick. If they
Well,
get
they don't
anything
have
less
that.
than a first, I'm burning down Philly. It might just be a first round pick. That's it.
so Evan, in other words, you're just going to be an average Philly sports fan?
I played the fifth. You guys, and I think you guys know that I'm not like that. I'm not.
I know.
I'm not one of those
I
fans
just
that
needed
go,
that.
Warren Fogle.
Fogels. He's what? LA.
You're not. That's just like, here, take him.
Yeah, because like he needs to get out of that. He's not great, and he wasn't great in that Jim Hill system. Maybe on DJ Smith.
Oh my God, he has less than 10 points the whole year.
We didn't even, speaking of which, we didn't even talk about that.
Oh my Lord.
We didn't even talk about the LA King thing.
He doesn't play though. He's played 29 games. He's been scratched.
No, he's played 46 games.
Oh my bad. I'm looking at his age. Excuse me.
Damn.
Oh my God. That is horrible. I need to make a video on him tomorrow. Holy crap.
I'm gonna say I just mentioned a few names. I don't want to say anything about it, but Teddy Bluger. He is a UFA, so perhaps you can get something for him on the market. Maybe Colorado could take a stab at that.
Yeah, that's a guy on Vancouver that I would try and move.
Brock,
Not a lot of assets there, but
yeah.
I would.
Speaking of Vancouver, Brock Besser.
To quote Brock Besser, it's not trade deadline season unless his name's floating around out there.
His name is
I
out
still-
there.
That was when I saw that quote from him. I'm like, okay, so these players know more about the rumors than we think.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something here, LeBlanc. Before you continue, I'm going to say something here. Nobody regrets signing a 7-year, $7.25 million contract, totaling at $50.75 million, more than Brock Besser does.
Because he signed that contract
so
to
much.
keep Quinn Hughes in town, and after he signs that, he's like, I'm done.
He regrets that so
He
much.
regrets so much.
That guy is the
He would have gone to
only.
Mini. He 100% would have been a Wild.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying that before he signed in Vancouver on free agent frenzy. So, yeah.
Speaking of run it back turbo, Scott Lawton.
What is Scott Lawton? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Scott Lawton.
Why you got to bring up my biggest stop?
I thought we were, yeah. Oh, I'll never forget that day. I thought we were in the understanding of Lawton would sign with Toronto, but if they're trying to trade him, Colorado seems like a really good
Yeah.
place he could go. In my opinion, I look at the Avalanche, and as we said with Kadri, a lot of what they do revolves around that Makar number. I would not be shocked if they're looking at Lawton.
Lawton has 11 points, by the way.
But what he's been mentioned a lot with in Toronto is he brings a very good physical presence. He brings a
Yes.
leadership presence.
He's a good playoff guy, and I feel like he'd be good for Colorado.
Yeah.
Let's get
Yeah.
more rapid fire right here. Patrick Laine.
Laine, I've heard too. He's an interesting little guy.
Montreal would have to retain. There's no way he gets dealt in with that cap hit.
Hilarious how we went from the fact that a lot of Habs fans were saying that was an absolute steal to they want him out of the city. Just gonna put that out there.
Another guy I'm surprised we didn't mention was Connor Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, again, like it's hard to mention.
It's hard to mention everybody, but God, I would love
to put it in the 20 names. Murphy was a good one as well. I haven't heard a ton of noise on him though. Actually,
yeah, I haven't either.
I haven't either, but he's out. But his name is out there. OEL
said he wanted to stay in Toronto. He has a lot of term.
He has 2 years at $3.5 million.
They looked at Edmonton looked at him, is what Friedman said.
Michael Bunting, Nashville. He is a UFA. Nashville retains. They could probably get something for him. Yeah,
it all depends if Nashville decides to sell. If they want to sell and that's the playoff race, we'll see.
Another guy I'm surprised you didn't mention was Connor Garland.
Garland too. Like I'm not big on those guys.
I feel Garland gets moved though.
I'm not big on them in Vancouver just because of how much term they have.
Yeah.
I said this before. If they didn't sign Besser, if they didn't sign Garland, if they didn't sign Demko, they'd be in such a phenomenal position right now to trade guys. Besser would be a free agent. That's whatever. You would. Oh my God! If Garland was,
if they didn't sign next time,
not even on the contract yet. If Garland was a rental right now, you are getting a boatload.
Yeah.
But you're not, because Patrick Allvin's like, yes, let's sign all the guys that didn't work out last year.
Jake DeBrusk.
I just can't see it. Like it's a lot.
It's 5.5 for 5 more years. It's the same term as Garland.
I just can't. I don't.
It's
not something I see mid-season, dude. I
got a few more on here. Mario Ferraro for San Jose.
San Jose, they already got Sherwood. I don't really know.
I don't see them.
But for Friedman, they might be open to flipping Sherwood.
That's true. You know what's funny though? You look at San Jose. A lot of their defensemen, except for Orlov and Sam Dickinson, are on expiring deals.
Yeah.
So I think all those guys could be in play, and the Sharks have kind of fallen out of it a little bit.
They're 3 points back.
Oh, okay. They won. That's right. They won today, yesterday and today. They were previously like 6 points back.
If this team falls out, I could see this being a big move. But Charlie Coyle with the Jackets, he's got 42 points in 57 games.
He's been great. Friedman said, and again, I know we're referring a lot to him, but Friedman said that they want to see how that plays out.
Okay, he's a UFA.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I got a couple more guys here. Just Eli Mikheyev. I don't think he gets moved.
Where the hell is he even at, anyways?
Chicago.
No.
Yeah, he's got 23 points in 53 games. Andrew Peak. With
Boston, they're in a playoff spot. I don't see unless if like it benefits them.
Yeah, I got a few more. Some of this is I'm not gonna mention, but Brandon Carlo.
Please, I would.
Haven't heard a lot about
him.
1 year after this year at 3.4, you could. Oh man, at least could get a haul for him.
They have said they were looking at their longer term guys as well, and that is a guy like you lost a lot for him in the previous deal. You could get some of that back.
Yeah, I got 2 more here because the other ones on this list I don't see him being moved, but just Boone Jenner.
I don't see Columbus moving him. I could understand it, but I just don't see it.
I think Columbus, they're in a spot right now where they just want to see how it plays out.
Yeah. And the last one I'm going to put on here, it's probably not going to happen, but I'm going to say Alex Tuck.
Buffalo's not moving anyone.
I didn't think so either. On this list as well, I'm just going to name names here. Just they have Bobrovsky, Alexiak, Jensen, David Kampf, Eric Halla, Nick Bukestad.
I could see Alexiak.
Well, Bukestad was just traded from St. Louis to the Devils.
And
they could move again, but I don't know. Shows such a joke that the Devils
Pittsburgh's in a playoff spot, but could Skinner be moved?
Yes.
Skinner could be.
They have They have Sheloff. They have Blumquist. They have Murdershop. They don't need Stuart Skinner.
Dare I say he's an Ottawa Senator?
Dare I say my fist is going to go right in your fucking face?
Well, you missed your chance for that one, buddy.
That being said, I'm ending the episode. I'm ending the episode. We're an hour 40 in. I'm done. Thank you all for tuning in. We're back. I appreciate all your support. We will see you guys in the next episode.
Rose so thrilled we're back. Yeah.
I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Man, I just do what I do. To know about you, I just do what I do. Check. That's the intro. See that? Yeah. I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Yo, check. Let me flip this script. I feel privileged for all who can witness this. I am close to divine. Know the moment is mine, need an omen or sign. Providing a back sound to all the squares that ask around. Be getting it, my skills pay me. Trying to get a million, baby, with an adopted flow that God gave me. Me now. Tell whoever runners that they spot is temporary till I take it, it's mine. I'm selfish. Your will. Tell Miss I'm on my wealth tip. So when we cash out soon, I'm just investing. Hey, no yes men. I've been a legend since before mom and dad had me and was best friends. I chew through comp, don't test them. I chew on tracks, cause after that I bless them. I just do what I do. You see me? I just do what I do. I just do what I do. I don't know about you. I just do what I do. Check.